All right, you guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sunday Q&A number 17. So I'm doing it for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm doing a Q&A every single Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard. So if you can join me live, I'll be more than happy to answer any question you have about wholesaling, whether you want to meet the seller or you want to do it virtually. And that's exactly what we do. I'll share with you, answer any question you have, and I show you how you can wholesale houses virtually where you don't have to meet the seller, the buyers, or see the property. I need help getting rid of renter. Harrison Sophia, happy Sunday. Cody 21, happy Sunday. And you guys, as you enter the live stream, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me. Harrison and Sophia, seems like you're having a problem with some renter. Give them some moolah. Give them some money and see if they will. I'm not sure what kind of problem you're having with the renter. What kind of problem are you having with renter? But I think money will pretty much solve that problem. Hopefully, most of the time. Doing Illinois. Yeah, man. So tell me about it. Sometime Key for Money would do it. All right, you guys, as you enter the live stream, smash that thumbs up for me. I'm going to give you guys a couple shout out here. Happy Sunday, John, Julio. Happy Sunday. Joshua, what's good? What's up, Khang? What up, buddy? Happy Sunday. Raymond, happy Sunday. King Kong, happy Sunday. Adrian, what up? Happy Sunday. Any question you guys have, drop it in the comment. Let's get an answer. Antonio Davis, happy Sunday. What up? Dominic, what up, buddy? And for those you guys, if I chop your name, mispronounce your name, I apologize. I am just bad with reading. When you're making an offer to the seller, who do you introduce the purchase contract to them? Wait, let me read that again. When you're making an offer to a seller, who do you introduce the purchase sale contract to them? What if they never went through the process before and asking what's the contract for? Dominic, I'm very, very confused with your question, but let me kind of slow down and read it again and see if I get it. When you're making an offer to the seller, I'm following you. Who do you introduce the purchase contract to? I'm completely lost. You will be the one that will let them know, hey, I'll be sending over the purchase and sell contract. What if they never went through the process? Dude, I'm lost. Dominic, I'm lost, man. I'm not sure exactly what your question is. I meant, how do you introduce it to them? Okay. So, but Dominic, basically, before we send the contract over, we want to make sure that we get obviously agreed on the price and agreed on the term, which is the closing date. And before I send our contract over to the seller, I want to make sure that I reassure them that everything we have talked about and discussed and agreed upon will be on the agreement. The walk-away amount of money, the closing date, everything that we talked about and agreed upon will be on there. We're, as a buyer, going to pay for all your closing costs and fees. There's nothing you have to worry about. Your net amount walk-away is this, and this is our closing date. So I just want to let you know that. So Dominic, if I were to send you the contract and we have agreed on the price, I said, Dominic, give me about 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be sending that contract over to you. Please review it. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'll be more than happy to answer it. But I want to let you know that everything we talked about and agreed upon is on there. As to your walkaway money, the purchase price, we as a buyer pay for all your closing costs. You don't have to worry about it. We are going to use a local title company or an attorney to do the closing on this, so everyone is protected. You as a seller getting the money that we agreed upon, and we as a buyer get the clear title to the property. Okay, Dominic? So, and then that's when that's all I need to tell them. I don't have to go through line by line and explain the whole contract. That's all I tell them. And they just want to, the peace of mind, the reassuring, okay, perfect, done. And typically after I do that, so I will do that before I send it out. I just don't just say, okay, what, we agreed on the price, I'm going to send you. No, I want to reassure them so that way they don't spend a bunch of time reading line by line or having people to review the agreement. You just don't want, basically, you just want to be able to eliminate anything you can to hold them back from signing it, okay? So Dominic, drop me a comment. Let me know if that answered your question or not, if that helps. EZBR6XZZ. Happy Sunday. Natasha Lee. Happy Sunday. Sorry, spelled your name wrong. It's okay, Natasha. Kong, King Kong, Donkey Kong. It's okay. Joshua, I know some people get so offended and mad because somebody mispronounced their name or say, like, to me, it doesn't really matter. I don't take anything personal. Should I collect the numbers of the bandit sign I see when I drive for dollar? Could I use these to build? Yes, Joshua, yes. These are people that are obviously either in the same field as you are, which is they're also another wholesaler. It's okay, connect with them. Maybe you can learn from them. Connect with them, build relationship. Maybe you can eventually doing a JV deal, joint venture, right? Maybe they have a deal where you have the buyer or vice versa. And these can always also be the cash buyer that are also looking for property. They're going to fix and flip or fix it up and then keep it as a rental. So it could be both, but yes, I would definitely call them. Victoria, happy Sunday. How do I find a local title company? Victoria. So you guys, try to get, so for those of you who are new to the game, what you need is you need to get all your contract in place. You need to find a title company or a local attorney because some states don't have title company, they have attorney. So what you want to do is you want to post this question. Victoria, post your question on the Wholesaling Houses Facebook full-time. Wholesaling Houses full-time. There's a Facebook group, has over 60,000 members on there. You want to post a question, say, hey, I'm in the States or I'm looking to wholesale in this area. Do anybody have a local title company that they work with in this area that they can, help me out with? And I promise you, probably there will be somebody on there that will be able to help you out. So, yeah, you want to get the title company or attorney lined up already so you can get going. So you never had a seller question your contract? Nope. You know what? I shouldn't say no. They do, but they will be like, it's something very, very like, oh, you know what? You put on there you put on there that you want termite inspections. Well, what's that about? Oh, okay. Well, not a problem because some states we do wholesale in other states, or I'm sorry, we do buy properties in other states. So if that's something you're concerned, not a problem. We can take that out. But their question is very, very minor. Very minor. It's not a big issue at all. Majority of the time, Dominic, when we send our contract out, we get them back like very, very quickly. Rarely that any seller does questions because a lot of times they don't even go through it. They just look at, okay, here's the price. Okay, there's the closing date. And then toward the bottom, we put in our contract is that an addendum, buyer pay all the closing costs. Okay, try to use the word agreement. Don't use the word contract. For some reason, the word contract scares people. Agreement sounds better. I have tried both. When I say agreement, it just feels a lot better. When I say contract, people will start asking questions. So, just want to give you that tips. Let me see here. Wholesale to freedom. Wholesale to freedom. I love the name. Wholesale to freedom. I love the name. So let me see here. What's your question? Man, you have a lot of questions. Wholesale to freedom. Khang, I have an abandoned home. One of the owner has passed. I skip trace the owner for best contact and getting nowhere other than mailing address. Yep, that's fine. They aren't answering mail. They aren't answering mail since they're behind on taxes. 3 years. Any other way you recommend to get the owner info? I mean, that's all you can do, right? Skip trace. If you're in the area, maybe you have to drive up to the property, knock on the door, put some sign there or something like that. You know, put on some piece of paper hanging there. Hey, I want to buy your property. Call me. Cash. Close quickly. No closing cost fee you have to pay. But keep it simple. So, I mean, you know, wholesale to freedom, that's pretty much all you can do. Skip trace, get the phone number, try call them, send them a letter. If you're in the area, drive to the property, knock on the door. George Harrison, happy Sunday, George. Once you have a end buyer, how long does it take to close wholesale deal and get paid? Dude, as quickly as the buyer can close. We have done it where we closed in 3 days. I know people that closed it in 1 day. So as quickly as the buyer can get paid, can close on it. And typically you want to ask the buyer. Do not give them a number first. Ask them how quickly can they close. Let me see here. Julio, 170 ARV seller willing to go at 100 is a single family rental house. He don't want to rent it anymore. It only needs cosmetic, but I'm going to meet with the seller tomorrow. And if everything, okay. So 170 minus the 30%, 119. If he said cosmetic, then we just need to figure out the rehab. But the at 100, it definitely sound, if the rehab is only like 5 or 10,000, then that definitely sounds to seems to make sense. Delano Johnson, what up? Tell us about the bad part of wholesaling. Absolutely. You want to hear the bad part of wholesaling? So obviously you guys know that I love wholesaling. I did the fix and flip. All right, here goes. I did the fix and flip when I first started because I keep on thinking that wholesaling is just an entry level. And I say, you know what? I got some cash. I can start fix and flip. I want to make a larger profit. I don't want to make the 10K, the 15K. I want to make the 30, 40, the 50K, right? So I said, hey, I'm going to fix and flip. Man, so I was pushing away wholesaling, right? I was pushing away wholesaling because I thought that was an entry level. But man, I'm completely wrong. Because wholesaling, you can scale up so big and you don't have to tie up a bunch of money, right? I can tie up 20 properties and let me tell you, but I'll get into the bad part of wholesaling. I'm just trying to think what's the bad part of wholesaling. There's not much. So typically I put $500 as earnest money, right? Per property, I put $500 as earnest money. I could put $100. Most seller, 99% do not ask me what my earnest money is. The only time that I put earnest money or I get questioned about earnest money is I deal with agents. All right, I deal with agents, or these are like investors that invest property in the past and now they're looking to liquidate and they ask about earnest money, but really rare. So 20 property at 500. So if I tied up 20 property at 500 bucks, my earnest money, that's only about 10,000. Imagine if you're gonna flip 20 property a month. How much cash you gonna tie up? A lot. And what happened if the market changed? Boom, you're going down with it, man. But if I tie up 20 property and the market shift, all of a sudden the next day, the news said, boom, the market just dropped like, 15% or 20%. Well, I can go back to the seller because we haven't closed on it yet. We got an agreement. Hey, you renegotiate the price. If you can't renegotiate the price, then the deal is over, right? And if the deal is over, you can get your earnest money back because in my agreement, it protects you, right? It gives you all the way to the day of closing to close on it. Or you can just, say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to lose the $500 to the seller. So it's all up to you, depend on what the situation is and how you want to handle it. All right. The bad thing about wholesaling, man, let me see. Geez, man, the bad thing about wholesaling, Just give me some time. I'm trying to think what's the bad thing about wholesaling? Man. Um, what's the bad thing about wholesaling? I don't know. Man, what's the bad thing about wholesaling? Hmm. Man, that's tough. Man, I'm trying to think what's the bad thing about wholesaling. Obviously, in every single business, there's a pro and there's a con. There's good and there's bad. Some, so I'm trying to think what's bad. But because when I was flipping, man, I was working 14, 15 hours a day. I was dealing with contractor. I was dealing with the city. I was dealing with, everything. Realtor. I was dealing with going to Home Depot, getting the products, lining things up, subcontractor, and all that. But when I was transferred over to wholesaling, especially now I'm virtually doing it, man, I barely put any time in, and I'm making, 5 times, 10 times much more than when I was flipping. So I'm trying to think what's the bad. So let me get back to you. What's bad about wholesaling? Man, I don't know. I'm trying to find other question. Julio, makes sense. I am closing the deal tomorrow, and I'm bringing the purchase contract with me. Nice. Congrats. That's one step closer to where you want to be, your end goal. Jody and Baby. Jody and Baby. Happy Sunday. And you guys, as you enter the live stream, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me. Any questions you have about wholesaling, drop it in the comment. That's all I teach in my channel is wholesaling and how you can do it virtually, all right? I don't show you fix and flip. I can, but that's not where I want you guys to go down. I want you to go down not just generating money, but having the time freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. The whole fix and flip game, man. If you want to do a couple flips a year, not a problem. But when you start scaling up to do like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 flips, 10 flips a month. I know there are people that have put a system together where they don't have to put as much time. But I'm telling you, it's really rare to come across those fix and flipper. Majority of them I know, and that does that much, works a boatload of hours. Okay, I'm afraid I won't be able to find a buyer fast enough when I have a seller. Jody and Baby. Well, you know what? I have that exact same fear when I would start getting into wholesaling and things like that. And there's nothing you need to be afraid about, Jody. You just basically in the agreement. I'm sorry. In the agreement, it gives you X amount of time to go and find your buyer. And if you end up not finding your buyer, then you just go ahead and let the seller know, after we did the research on the property, after we look over all the numbers and did all the calculation, it just wouldn't make sense for us. It seems like, the property's going to need a lot more work than what we initially talk about. And then you just go back and you just cancel the deal. So the seller now gets their property back. They can sell to whoever they want. You can move on to, finding another piece of property, and you get your earnest money back. You just want to make sure that the contract that you're using, make sure that it protects you as the buyer to the property, okay? And once you have that, see, when I first started Jody and Baby, nobody tells me that. Nobody tells me, hey, your contract is protecting you as a buyer. So you can go out there, you can lock property up on a contract, and if you can't find a buyer or you can't move forward to buying the property, you can go ahead and cancel it. Once I know that, man, I would be, you don't want to go out there and start putting a bunch of property up when the number doesn't make sense. As long as you do your research and as long as you feel like the number is going to make sense, then you do the best you can. You're going to lock it up on the contract, and then you're going to go ahead and find your buyer. But don't just go out there and put a bunch of property up on a contract when the numbers doesn't even make sense. But once I start knowing that, hey, like even now, before I was so scared when I first got in, I was so scared that the agents, when they sent me a bunch of contract over the MLS contract, I was like, man, I don't want to spend a bunch of time reading it right? And I was like so worried to sign. Now they send it to me. All I do is I just click electronic. I just click, and I don't even need to read the whole thing. All I need to know on there is there an inspection contingent in there, right? As long as there's an inspection contingent on there, that I know that I can get my earnest money back for whatever reason. I can say, oh yeah, you know what, the grass is too tall, don't like it. Oh, the color of the paint, don't like it. So it could be anything, any reason. All right, as long as you have an inspection period, that inspection period allows you to get out of the deal if needed. All right, it could be any reason. So as long as you know that, Jody and baby, you're don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid. And the first one that you lock up in a contract and you do whatever you can, and then all of a sudden you couldn't move forward. You just let the buyer know, you get your earnest money back. They go ahead and then now they move on to finding a new buyer. Once you get over that, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal, right? What's the reason why people are scared to do certain things? Because the fear of the outcome. They do not know, right? Because you do not know. It's like walking blind, like because you don't know what's the next step would be. So most people fear to or afraid to do something because they don't know the outcome, right? Because you don't know the end result, so you're all scared, right? But once you know what it is, then obviously if you open your eye and you know what the next step to take, then you're not scared. But if I blindfold you and take you to a new place and blindfold you and then have you walk it, even blindfold yourself and try to walk up the stairs. But that's what I'm sharing with you, Jody and baby. As long as you make sure that it's in the contract, you're good, man. Julio, I've been in this for almost 3 months. Hope it can be my first deal. I am ready. Nice. It took me 6 months to get my first deal. So you're doing better. Duty, Fraser, and Sheriff. Happy Sunday. Adrian, can someone please tell me what is escrow? Adrian, escrow is just escrow is it's a title company, and what they call escrow is when you put the purchase and sell contract into the title company and they just open up escrow, which means they get the case open, right? They open up the case now. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, unless anybody else have another answer to that, just drop a comment. But it's just they open up the case, right? They open up the case on that property now. You're the buyer. Here's the seller. They open up the case. Have been learning from the best. I don't know about I'm the best, but I try to do everything I can. I'm sharing with you guys everything I learned, everything I will be learning. This is nothing that I thought of. You guys, I just want to let you guys know that this is nothing that I thought of, or I'm not a genius, I'm not smart. Everything I'm sharing with you guys is because I learned from other people, and I'm just now giving it back and just sharing back with you guys the things that I learned. What is the difference between non-refundable and earnest money? Earnest money is something you can get back. Non-refundable, you cannot get back. So when the seller say, hey, I want you or to drop off a non-refundable, you're not going to get it back. But if it's an earnest money, then you can get it back. If that makes sense. So typically we tell our buyer it's not an earnest money. It's a non-refundable. When you are ready to move forward, you need to drop off a non-refundable. It's not non-refundable. You're not getting it back. Earnest money, they say, oh, earnest money. No, it's not an earnest money. It's a non-refundable. You're not getting it back, man. Roy, I'm currently a realtor. Can I be a wholesaler and a realtor? Yes, but there's just so many restrictions and guidelines you have to be aware of. But you know what? You got to decide. Do you want to be the best wholesaler or do you want to be the best realtor? All right? If you try to be both, it's really hard to be the best at something, right? Do you want to master wholesaling or do you want to be the top realtor in that area? And, I have agents that go get their license because obviously they want access to the MLS, and then when they got into the business, they started the realtor world, and they got sucked in being a realtor, and they want to be a realtor and a wholesaler. And guess what? You can only be good at one. When you first start out, you want to master one, because every single one of them takes a massive amount of your time, effort, and energy to master, right? So, like in my area, I get a lot of agents saying, "Oh yeah, I'm an investor and an agent." But you ask them where did they make the most amount of money? It's either one or the other, right? And they trying to be an investor, like one of the really well-known investor, and they can't, because now they're known for a realtor. They're really good at, like, they're one of the top agents in my area, right? But when they first start, that's what they say. Oh, I want to be an investor and a realtor, but they end up being the best realtor, not a wholesaler. So when my wife and I first started, we want to be an investor, not a realtor. So we spent all of our time, effort, and energy how to be the best, how to dominate our area being an investor. So anyways, so remember, when you go into a rental, just make sure you have a clear focus or clear visions of what you want to master. Can you verify the ARV for me? I'll thank you forever, man. You should have brought that to yesterday, deal or no deal. Verify the ARV. Well, Julio, drop me the address, and let's verify the ARV for you really quick. Drop me the address on that property. I'm trying to skim through, so I'm trying to answer other people's question as well. Joshua, bad things about wholesaling is trying to get your first deal. Yeah, I guess so. But but that's also bad in I guess that's bad when you start out with anything. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Once you know how to do this business, you guys, making $100,000 a year, it's very easy. It's not that hard. All right, but obviously when you're new to everything seems hard, everything seems overwhelmed, everything seems complicated. But once you know how to do it, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to make $100 a year. Tyrone Real Estate's investor. Happy Sunday, buddy. What can you do if your property under contract and you have not virtually found a title company or a end buyer in the area of St. Louis, but the contract signed on the 30th? So basically, Tyrone Real Estate, you're trying to ask me, you got a property locked up on a contract, but you haven't got a title company yet, so you couldn't send in your contract. Is that okay? Yes, it's completely okay, man. So what you want to do is post your question on the Wholesaling Houses full-time Facebook group and say, hey, anybody have a good title company that know how to do these, assignment contract? Because everything in there is all about investors, so they should be able to help you out in Louisiana, Montana, and St. Louis, Montana. I think MO stands for Montana. I'm not exactly sure. And I'm sure somebody is going to comment back very, very quickly to help you out, buddy. And then you just send that in, and then move on to market it and find your buyer. And you don't even have to wait. Go ahead and market and find your buyer, man. George Harrison, happy Sunday. Can you wholesale a pre-foreclosure? Yes. Queen Am, what type of entity are you using to wholesale? Do you pay a lot of taxes? Or you consider a dealer by the IRS? Well, you know what? When you start to make more, you obviously going to pay more taxes, right? But do you rather pay more taxes, or you rather be the person that gets money back? I know when I was getting money back from the IRS, I was making $2,000 a month, and I'm getting money back. So I do not want to be the person that gets money back from the IRS, because it tells me that I'm not making enough. So when you are paying the IRS, you should be happy, because it means you're making a lot of money. All right, and that's why you're paying back. Because everybody around me are like, oh yeah, you know what? Oh my God, I'm getting money back. I'm so excited. But you ask them, so how much do you make? Right? And they're excited getting money back. You don't want to be excited getting money back from the IRS. You don't. Because everybody that makes a lot of money, I don't think they ever get money back from the IRS. What do you think about purchasing rental properties? Yes, for passive income, absolutely, man. That's exactly what we do, is we dump all of our money into buying rental property. Would you ever get involved in part of real estate? I'm not sure what you mean. Would you ever get involved in that part of real estate? Oh, in the rental property? Dude, we're already doing it. We're bringing right now about, yeah, so we already get into it. We dump all of our money into, Natasha Lee, happy Sunday. Is it good to practice to contact an owner of property? Is it a good practice to contact an owner of a property if the property is not up for sale? Basically, I found a property that needs gutting and redone. Found out taxes are being paid, but property is. So, Natasha, let me ask you: if you have a vacant piece of property, and it's just sitting there, and I contact you and I say, hey, Natasha, are you interested in selling this property for cash? Right? Are you going to be happy or are you going to be unhappy? If you wanted to sell the property, then you're going to be happy. If you don't want to sell the property, then it's not like you're unhappy. You just tell me, hey, I don't want to sell the property. So is it a good practice? Absolutely. I mean, if I have something that's sitting there where I don't use it anymore and I don't need it, and somebody comes up and say, hey, I want to buy it. I want to pay you cash for it. Heck yeah, man. Contact me any day. Anytime. Gin Buddy? Dude. Gin Buddy, what up? Happy Sunday, bud. What is the best CRM? Podio. ISA. I probably pronounced it all wrong. ISAI. What program do you use for skip trace? Instant Checkmate. But I heard TLO is also a very good one. Anthony Walter. If my market is too competitive, would virtual wholesaling be a better option? So Anthony, I want to let you know that yes, there are markets that's very competitive, but you got to understand, in every single market, there are people that are just crushing it and making money. And a lot of times, and I'm going to upload a video, a powerhouse interview that I did was yesterday, and he's in the most competitive market, and he only been in it for about a year and a half, and he's crushing it, making 30 to 50K a month wholesaling. So it's all about, can you outwork your competitor? So I mean, and it's not a bad thing if you want to look into other areas where it's less competitive. Yeah, sure. Just make sure that you don't jump around. Pick a market and then just dominate it. Pick a market and then just dominate it. All right. So don't jump around, right? Until you start building up your cash, and until you have a lot of money where you can spend, 15, 20, 30, 40,000 bucks a month. Then you can, spread them out, look into, other market. When you first start out, pick one market and then focus, and then just focus on consistently pounding the phone, connecting, networking, sending out your marketing, whatever you're doing. But just be patient and just focus on that. But don't jump around, because you hear this, people say this, and then all of a sudden you spend a month on this market, and then you took your money, your marketing money, you're not going to do that marketing anymore, and then you jump to another one, and then you jump to another one, and then you jump to another one. That's not a good idea. How much would you charge for one-on-one mentoring? Oh man, Jin, that's a great question. So now let me ask you guys this: what is it worth to you guys? What is it worth for you guys for someone to train you, to mentor you, and say, hey, I'm gonna charge you one-time fee, and I'm gonna show you how to duplicate and make it over and over and over and over again for the rest of your life, and you don't need me anymore. What is that worth to you? So that should be the question that you should ask yourself: is what is that worth to you? For me, when my wife and I met my mentor, he said, Khang, I'm going to charge you $25,000 for only 3 days. I'm going to show you everything about real estate. $25,000 wired to me the next day. I'm going to come out there for 3 days. You pay for everything, and then I want to split 3 deal with you, and we end up paying him a total of over $100,000. And is it worth it? Well, you know what? Now I can make $100,000 over and over and over and over for the rest of my life, right? So is it worth it? That's the question that you should ask. To me, finding a good mentor and that can share the knowledge and teach you how to do it, it's really priceless. But obviously, there's going to be an amount, but it's priceless, right? It's like, does that person wants to mentor you or not? That's the question. Do they want to mentor you or not for the amount that you can pay? All right. So to me, man, that's the question you should ask. Is what is it worth for you, right? What is it worth to you? To be honest, to me, it's all I want results, right? What it is most people said it's about it's the price, but it's not really. When it comes to that, it's about results. It's the result that you want. You hire somebody that's pay you. You're like, oh yeah, this guy or this gal here, or they only pay me. I only need to pay him $5,000. Well, what if $5,000 does not get you the result you want, and you spend a whole entire year? Look at how much, and that's where people said time is money. Look at how much time, and then now you might have to spend another $5,000 and hire someone else, another 5, another 10, another. So, you know, when I was rehabbing when I was fixing the property up, I was staying cheap. I was being cheap, and I was being cheap. So and obviously I go and I bid and I picked the one that was the cheapest. And man, they went in there, they wasted my time, right? They took 3-4 weeks to finish whatever they needed to do. And guess what happened? We came in, we have to tore everything out and have to repay another contractor, which the one that I should have hired in the first place, but he was charging 2 or 3 times more than the other guy, but he could have got it done in a week. So the time that I wasted and the amount of money that I wasted, life is short, you guys. Life is short. So how many 1 year or 2 years do you have, right? So to me, you just really got to ask yourself that questions. And when you figured out what it's worth to you, then you're willingly to pay for it, because you're like, hey, I want results. Show me how to do it. I'll pay you one time. I don't want to pay you for the rest of my life. I want to pay you one time. Show me how to do it. Done. To be honest with you, my mentor at the time could have said $100,000. I would say, let's do it. And I would have tried to come up with some kind of a payment. But you know what? Because I've already seen the result that he has created. And he's kind of where I want it to be, right? It's kind of where I want it to be. And I already seen the results. So to me, it's already proven. Now it's up to me to make it happen. And it's not like a new path that I'm going down where I do not know what kind of result I'm going to get, right? Oh my God, I don't know if it's going to work or not work. We're actually just testing it out. We're just trying it. But so I know that the amount of money he's making, and I say, well, that's where I want it to be. So I said, I'm willing to do it. I'll pay you one time, teach me how to do the business, and I can go and duplicate and create over and over again. So now we're making over, $250 a month. So if I pay him one time $100,000, then it doesn't really matter. Ultimate prankster Khang, a broker, called me and said, don't contact owner, that he has contract with owner for listing. Ultimate prankster, yes. So typically we don't. So when we tell, when the seller calls in, they have the property listed. We typically don't continue the whole thing. We don't continue the whole thing. We just tell them, hey, if the property does become expired or unlisted, then give us a call back. But we don't call people that have their property listed. We don't intentionally do it. We send out our marketing, and sometimes they will call us, okay? But that's what we tell them, because obviously in business, you guys, there's just so much money out there just to make. We don't want to step on anybody's toes. We want to keep a good, reputation. And to me, I don't believe in business where you have to run people over, step on anybody's toes to make, to make your money. So, Vim, VIM. I know in some places population might low enough that you need to do more than just wholesaling. So they seek a real estate license too. Gotcha. So basically, Vim, if the population is low, then all you need to do is expand. When I first started, I was, looking at just my city, and my city wasn't big enough. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take on the county, and then the next county, and then the next county. But when you know how to do it virtually, I mean, the whole U.S. is in the palm of your hand. You can virtually wholesale anywhere. Okay, I'm going to snap a picture really quick here because Julio just gave me an address. So let's answer some more question here before I get to that. Big D, happy Sunday. David C, Khang bro, I need your help on a deal. I need a little coaching through this. So you see, so things like this. So David, I don't do a one-on-one coach, you guys. I just really enjoy doing, you know, the YouTube, and then I created the Facebook as a bonus when you guys purchase my King Kong Amazing Seller Script package. And I just want to go on there and, you know, just whenever I feel like doing it, then I do it. When you are committed to coaching somebody, like, that person's got to be right. I want that person just got to be right. They got to have everything. They got to have the motivation, the drive, because I don't just want to go and then just charge and then just get the money. I want to see succeed, and so when you coach one-on-one, I know you have to put a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort into that person. It's almost like a marriage, right? So you got to be so you as a coach got to commit, but your student also has to be committed to succeed and knowing that succeeding is his responsibility. All right. So it just, yeah, man. It's yeah. So the whole coaching thing, man. Yeah. I'm just not up for that right now. But David, any question you have, just drop it in the comment, and I'll do my best, man. Dakota, happy Sunday. Anthony Walter, happy Sunday. Pierno Jerkins, what up? The name of the Facebook group, Jerkins or Jenkins, I don't even know. The only way that you can get into the private Facebook group is you have to purchase my King Kong Amazing Seller Script package. It's $4.95. The link is in the description. It's a no refund, no exchange. But basically what it is you'll get access to the Facebook group. And to me, the biggest thing you need to learn and acquire in this business is know how to talk to seller. Before you even spend money putting out your marketing. Learn, role play, at least get comfortable with talking to seller. Kind of know what kind of question to ask. And the reason I say that, because I spent 6 months, my first 6 months, spending between $500 and $10,000, and I put it all pretty much down to the drain. I get a bunch of call comes in, but I didn't know what to say, how to handle the call, and I am up losing deals and couldn't tie anything up on a contract. Joshua, where do you get the list from? For example, pre-foreclosure, absentee owner, etc. We get them from ListSource. You need more dedication. Ray. What up? Happy Sunday, Ray. Big D. John, what is the criteria you use for ListSource? My wife does all the marketing, Joshua, or John, so I'm sorry. My wife does all of the marketing, and so she would be the one to ask that. I do not know the answer to that, so I apologize. Oh, Julio. Hey, it seems like Sean was able to help you out, and he said he get the ARV of 174 for ARV. There you go. So the thing is, you guys, so the Facebook group that I opened, I did not want to make it so it's like any other Facebook group. I wanted to keep it as a tight community, these are for massive action taker. These are for the one that's saying, you know what, success is my responsibility, my duty, and it's up to me to make it happen. It's not up to Khang. It's not up to anybody, any member in this group. So I provide you with the tools, and it's up to you to execute and make things happen. But I'll tell you what the group is about. The group is about what Sean just did. You post a deal on there. You post any question you have, any hurdle you have, any situation or problem or issue you have, trying to whether do your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, or scale up and build a team. This is what we do. We go on there, we read it, and we're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to help you out. So what they do is, just like Sean just did for you, man. He just went on there, he did a research, he tells you, hey, this is what I think the ARV is. And that's what I would also do for you guys, right? And I'm actively on there, you guys. and I try to help as much as I can, but I'm actively on there. So if you post a question, we just had a member did a video yesterday, right? If you have any kind of, let's say you have a question where it's very long, where you know that you comment, it's not going to make sense. So you might have to do an audio or a video. You post it on the page. I'll be able to listen, watch it, and then we respond back to you. So, to you guys, you have to ask yourself, so what is that worth to me? What is that worth? And if just like David had a problem, hey, Khang, I really need it. I'm working on this deal. If you're in the group, you post it up, and we're able to unlock it for you. Whatever that is that you're having struggling, and we're able to unlock it for you and got you to get your first deal done. Or you came back and the seller that you have talked to 3 months ago did not accept your deal, and you came back, and there's a couple tips that we give to you to talk to the seller, which Jose did in our group. That was the seller. He calls a couple months ago, and he got the script, he got the confident, because there's some things in there where he felt like he can call the seller back and tell that to the seller and lock the property, and he did that. He called them back, lock it up on the contract, and he hold that and kept that as a rental. All right, you guys. So now, what is that worth to you, right? And that's not a $500 you have to pay over and over again. That's a one-time $495 one-time fee, and you get to join the Facebook group, and it's forever. We don't kick you off. The only 2 reasons I allow you to get off the group is 1, you close your first wholesale deal. 2 is that you outgrown the group. There's no more knowledge or anything that we can add to you that you find valuable so you can get off. But otherwise, when you enter, I'm going to hold you accountable. So if you get off, I'm going to chase after you, and I'm going to say, oh, you closed your first wholesale deal? Well, prove it. Send me the bank statement. Send me the checks, right? So I'm going to hold you accountable because I want you to I want you to commit. So this is for only those of you who are ready, who are committed to take your life to the next level and to succeed in this business. If you are not ready, then don't buy it. Just don't waste your money. How do you get started in virtual wholesaling? Dominic, I've actually talked about this already. So I was to the point where I was just stressing out. I couldn't even drink Starbucks, all right, you guys, because I was flipping. I was so much of my money tied up. And then about, I think 3 years into the whole fix and flip, I found my property that I bought. I found a piece of property. I lock up in the contract. I found the buyer in 7 days, closed it, made $28,000 in 7 days, and that's when everything shifted. And I said, dang, wholesaling, I could never flip a property and make $28,000 in 7 days, right? So that's when I shift. That's when I decided to go full force in real estate. And then over a period of time, and at that time, I still going out, I still meeting the seller, etc. And when I start learning from other people how to talk to seller to get them to commit and lock property on a contract over the phone, that's when my business skyrocketed, because that's when I was able to convert more leads coming in, because I got so good at talking to seller that I was so good at converting these leads into deals. And then after that, I was able to duplicate, right? And that's how I was level up to scale to making now over 250 per month, 250K per month wholesaling houses, where I spent maybe like 7 to 10 hours a week on the business. All right, you guys? And that's because I was able now to duplicate myself, all right, hire VA and give them the script, train them up. My wife would role play with them, train them up so they can talk to seller. And that's how you level up, because you can only work so much and you have to duplicate yourself, all right? And yeah. And that's when I got into virtual wholesaling and knowing that, man, I can get property up on the contract all over the phone. I can do and sell all over the phone. I don't need to go out there and meet the seller, the buyer, the property, or anything like that. Natasha Lee, it's an eyesore for the neighborhood. Natasha, you should lock that property up on a contract and make money, because now the seller's going to thank you. The neighbor's going to thank you because it's been sitting there and it's probably, pulling all the value of the property down. Build relationship / that's how you get your mentor. Yes, Isa or Izia. Oh, I probably chop it off. Probably didn't even say it right. Yes, build relationship. When my wife and I, my mentor at the time, he would not want a mentor. Met him at a seminar. For those of you who follow my channel, you probably already know. We met him in Florida, and at the time he's always making a killing. He's already making like $200,000 or $300,000 a month. Fix and flip, right? So he's already making money. He doesn't teach or doesn't coach, doesn't mentor. He was there as a speaker because the guy that hosted the seminar was one of his good friends. So right when he walks in, we kind of heard about him a little bit, and my wife said she felt something. He's genuine. He felt, so she felt something about him, that he's genuine, that he can help us get to where we want it. So she was like, hey, Khang, I don't care, but before we leave, you got to get him to be our mentor. And obviously at the time, I was like, man, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm a nobody. This guy, he's already making money. He probably doesn't even want to talk to me. He probably doesn't even care. But, I suck it up and I said, you know what? If I don't ask, the answer is always no. If I don't ask, the answer is already a no. So you know what? I said, I got nothing to lose. But if I don't ask, then I'm not going to get to where I want it to be. I suck it up on the break time. I came up to him. I said, hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, my wife would not let me leave Florida, and would not let you leave until you agreed to be our mentor. How much would you charge? Straight up. How much? Because I know, you guys, there is never something for nothing in life. You guys got to understand that. And if you find somebody that can provide you value for free, and mentor you for free, man, that's something that you have to keep forever. That's something that you're going to owe that person and you want to keep forever, man. Because in life, there's never something for nothing. I know that. I know that. There's always some kind of an exchange. Believe it or not, whether it's little or big, there's always some kind of an exchange. If you wouldn't spend time with that person if you know that you're not going to be able to get some kind of a value or any benefit. There's just really nothing. All right, you guys. So I came up. I said, Mike, how much would you charge? He said, Khang, I don't teach people. I make too much money in real estate. I don't have time for it. And I said, dude, please help me out. My wife and I are been going at this. We are ready. We are committed. We're willing to do whatever it takes. All the hard work. We know this is not an overnight success. We know this is going to take hard work, but we are ready. We are ready to take our life to the next level. We do not want to go back and living the life we want. We know what real estate can do for us, but please teach us, because right now we're lost. And I said, I know, to me personally. So you guys got to know yourself. Some people are able to watch some video and things like that, and they're able to read a book and go out there and make it happen. I need somebody to take me by my hand, walk me through step by step, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Tell me exactly what I need to do. I don't have any problem taking action, but I need that guidance, right? A one-on-one, carry my hand, exactly what to do. Someone, if I run into trouble, I can call them up. I can text them up and say, hey, this is what problem I'm running into. Please help me, right? But so I said, hey, help me, please. He said, no. And then that night, we were sitting at the bar, and he was just kind of asking me, hey, Khang, so what is your guys' story about? How do you guys got into real estate? And that's where we connected. And that's when I tell you about him, about my story. I came over from Vietnam, super poor, living in a mud hut. When my family came over here, obviously we had nothing. I didn't, when we're in Vietnam, we already poor. I never had any kind of formal education because my parents couldn't afford to pay for schooling. I come over here, I drop out of high school. My wife and I willing to work hard. Willing to work hard. We that we want to create our own financial freedom, our own lifestyle that we want to live. And I was telling him about working my job, working 2 jobs, and just saving up money and things like that. So he basically felt the connection because he's also brought up in a family that his parents were living paycheck to paycheck. They were in debt, and that's what drives him to get to where he is. So he felt that relationship, he felt that bond, and then he got touched by my story, I guess. He said, Khang, so what is it? So he said, Khang, so he basically didn't give me the price. The guy's, he's really good. So he pretty much didn't give me a price, and he said, Khang, So right now, for me to worth it for me, I mean, my day, just for me for a day or so, I'm already making 20 something, um, a day. So I said, dude, just give me a price, just give me a number. What is it? He said, well, Khang, it's gonna, and I said, what? So he didn't really give me a number. I said, so what? 25,000, because he's pretty much giving me a hint already. Like I said, the guy's really good at negotiating. He will not give you a number. He wants you to give him a number. So I said, so what? So we're talking about 25,000. He said, well, if you can do 25,000, split 3 deals, fly me out for 3 days, pay for all my air flight, my hotel, and everything like that. I'll fly out for 3 days. I'll teach you everything about real estate you need to know. And I told the wife, well, I said, done. When we flew back, wired him $25,000, wired to him. Right, this is the guy that we met for the first time, but my wife wired him the 25,000. He did exactly what he said, flew him out. So, so to me, it's all about the end result. If you got the result you wanted, then I'm willing to pay the price. Christina, I'll give you my first 2 deals checks for your mentoring. I'll split 6 deals with you as a payment. I mean, it's okay, you guys. Honestly, if I were ever going to do a one-on-one mentor, I would not want to keep on taking money like that. I would charge you guys one time. I'll charge you guys one-time fee, and you guys don't have to worry about splitting any deals. I want to charge you guys one time, and you guys can go ahead and duplicate and create it over and over and over again. So, seriously, Khang, I will JV 6 deal with you. Man, sounds like a big Khang wants 100K. 25K. Can I pay you $500 for an hour? Yeah. Man, any questions? Do you mentor Jin? No, I don't. Jin is a massive action taker. I just don't mentor. He charged me $5K for a 1-hour phone call. I asked Jin, I said, so what is 1 hour worth to you? And I said, 1 hour is probably $5K to me. Holy smokes, Jin. But you guys, knowing what I know now, I want you, for those of you who are new into the game, I want you to clear your plate, clear your mind. You gotta get all your contract ready. The purchase and sale contract, the assignment agreement. Get that in line. Find a title company. Get that in line, or an attorney that know how to do this kind of transaction. Get that ready. The next thing is figuring out what marketing channel you need to market. If you have the money, pay for it. Direct mail is exactly what I do. Direct mail. All right. If you don't, then you need to do the freeway, which is going to take a lot of time and your hard work. But you got to do what you got to do, and work with what you got. So, and then you just got to pound the phone, whether you're cold calling Craigslist for sell by owner, sitting there writing letters. And you guys when you guys listen to the interview I did yesterday, the guy, just like I did, he spent from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning and just sitting there handwriting letters for 6 months, and got his first deal and made $18,000. Dump it all back into the business, and within a year and a half, scaled up to 30 to 50K a month wholesaling. So you got to know where you're at financially, and you just got to do what you got to do, man. Thank you, Sean. I'm hungry for my first deal. Proof everybody possible. Yeah, man, that's good. Mr. Khang, have you bought real estate in Bay Area? How do you market? What's your best creative way? Ultimate Prankster, we do direct mail, man. We send a lot of direct mail. I have knowledge. I just need guidance to break the ice. Proof of concept on the first few deals. Yep, Vin, I understand exactly where you're coming from, man. You just need that guidance telling you, and once you break the deal, once you do your first wholesale deal, man, you guys, you just know that everything is possible, and the beast inside of you just like, I can take over the world. And that's that's the gasoline, the fire, the juice that you need to crush it. Jim, dude, you're funny, man. Can you adopt me, Khang? Brother from another mother, man. Miss MBU. What a coincidence. My husband and I was just watching you. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the channel. You guys are, you guys discovered this business. Take advantage of it. I spent 8 years working for a company because I wasn't aware of something like this. I was working hard, but working hard for somebody else. All right, you guys, because I wasn't surrounded by people with this kind of knowledge or aware of something like this, aware of a business you can do this. So if you guys are in, if you guys are exposed to this, take advantage of it, dig into it. And I promise you that it's, spend time, don't work hard on somebody else, but not your own self or your business, all right? Can you give us a tour of your office? It's not really, I work pretty much anywhere since we do it virtually. This is just a room at our house, but basically back here is all the checks that give me lots of memories of these checks. My first wholesale new check, the biggest check that we did for 200 something, a 137 wholesale deal. I made more on that one than the guy that's gonna fix it and flip it. And then I have quotes, and then just, anything, I'm surrounded by quotes, things that remind me of, and then it's nothing. And then over here is the wife. That's her vision board. Things that we want, we put on there. It's really weird, and that's it. That's pretty much all it is. It's not anything fancy. And I always thought, you guys, I always thought that I want like an office space, right? I thought it'd be cool to come in, have a bunch of people, have a big office space. But I was wrong. So I thought that's what I liked. So I went and rent an office space, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting in this cubicle. I don't want to be like one of those, go to the office and sit in a cubicle. I was like, oh my God. So I did that for 6 months, and I said, nah, this is not what I want. So now I can be at Starbucks, I can be at any coffee shop that have Wi-Fi. I went out to the lake the other day because they have a coffee shop there that has Wi-Fi. I can sit there. All I need is this is what I carry with me every day. My backpack, my wife just got it for me. It's a brown leather backpack with my laptop on there. And obviously the most powerful thing is my phone. And that's pretty much all I need. And believe it or not, you guys, nowadays I do not even call and talk to Realtor or my buyer. I text them most of the time. Because once you got it down, once you start building up your list, your buyers, your people you're working with, like it's starting to be it gets easier, all right? But at first, obviously everything is hard at first, but it'll become easier and easier over time. Kina, does your course show us how to wholesale virtually everywhere in the U.S. step by step? How do you find the right escrow company since you are now in that city? I don't know how I answer this question. So I just want to, because I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to overpromise anything and then having underdeliver, because obviously I understand word spread. So basically, it's not a step-by-step. It's not like you go in there and I'll tell you, okay, step-by-step. What it is that it's my script is the main key that is in the package. I'll share with you, I'll do a video. You get all my contract that we actually use in today's market, all right, all my contract, and you get to listen. I'll share with you exactly how I talk to seller, and you get unlimited live seller call, listening to me, put in the script into action and locking property up on the contract all over the phone. So I'm not just telling you or handing you the contract and you'll be like, oh, I don't even know if it works. So you get to listen to not just me, my VA, my purchase manager does it. They lock up on the contract using the script. And to me, that's the biggest thing that you need in this business. And once you join, and the thing is, Kiana, I probably mispronounced your name, but once you join the Facebook group, you can ask questions. So basically, don't overwhelm yourself. One step at a time. One step at a time. So when you go in and when you hit a speed bump, you can pop a question on there. Well, you know what, Khang, I just got my property locked up in a contract. What's the next step I should do? And we're all a small community. We're all in there to help each other out because we're all on the same, we're all pretty much on similar page, right? Want to grow, want to learn, want to get to our end goal, want to do our first deal, want to do our second, third, fourth, fifth deal. So, so one step at a time. So don't overwhelm yourself. A lot of times you get the course, I'll teach you step by step how to do it. You go in there, you read. And then it's just so overwhelmed, and then you start digging into more information, getting more information, and you're not applying and taking action. I'll share with you. So you can go on there, you can be like, oh, you know what, Khang? I just purchased your thing. What's the next step? Boom. I mean, so I don't want to overpromise you guys. I don't want this to be a one-on-one, but I'm telling you that's something that that I can do, all right? But it's so I don't want you to hold me accountable. So you can say, hey, Khang, I just got into the group. Now I got it. Now I'm going to role play. I'm going to study the script. What's the next thing you should do? Well, whichever area you're looking to market, find a title company or an attorney that know how to do these kind of action. And I said, hey, you know what? Do that in the next day. So things like that I can give to you guys and go holding you guys accountable and telling you guys to take action right now, in today, not tomorrow. Okay, I got people. Oh, Khang, I'll do it tomorrow. No, do it today. So anyways, so basically surrounding yourself with people that are doing and not just talking, right? So we're not in there, we're not just jippy-jabby talking and motivating each other. We're in there helping each other and holding each other accountable. Oh yeah, you're working on that deal. Great. What's going on with that deal? What's the update? Give us an update. So anyways, so things like that. It's like when you join the community, seeing people doing it, taking action, making things happen, it makes you want, makes you want to step up your game. How do you determine how much to charge the buyer? Miss BMBU, as long as it's fall into the formula, then it's up to you how much you want to charge. So you take the ARV minus the 30% off, minus the rehab, and then minus your fee. However much you want to make, $500, $200, $100, $10,000, $100,000. As long as the number comes out, then that's all it matters. You charge however much you want. Mental barrier. Yep, it's just overcoming. It's just overcoming this. Oh yeah, by the way, you guys, I am coming out to Maryland. All right, June. We'll be there on June. Hold on. My wife and I will be there on June 14th. It's my mentor local RIA. It's Hub City RIA. So if you guys are locally in the area, come and let's hang out, let's chat. So we're coming here. I think it starts like at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. to like all the way to like 9 p.m. or so. So if you guys in the local area, come and join me. Come to meet up, high five, hugs, and things like that, you guys. So if you are in the local area, come and join me. You guys can meet my mentor as well. But don't go out of your way. Don't buy a plane ticket. Don't go out of your way to go there and just to meet up for a few hours. It's just not worth it. I'd rather see you guys take that money and put it into your marketing, all right? So don't do that. When making more money with wholesaling as an agent, do you think it's logical to quit and start wholesaling full time? Anthony, that's really up to you, man. That's really up to you. And that's you're the only one that can make that the decision. Because when making more money with wholesaling as an agent, do you think it's logically to quit and start wholesaling? I mean, if you like wholesaling and you don't want to be an agent, then yeah, you don't have to. You can keep your license and just don't deal with, just don't be a broker. Or you can just like, hey, you know what? I don't even need the license. So it's really up to you, man. But what I'm saying, when you first start out, you got to pick one. Do you want to be the best wholesaler or do you want to be the best agent? Because they both require a massive amount of work and time and energy and effort into it, all right? And they both require a little bit different skill set, okay? So don't try to go 50-50 on each and try to be the best at both. When you first start it's hard to be the best at both, okay? And that's just my opinion. for virtual wholesaling, do you have boots on the ground on location? Yes. And then when you get into the Facebook wholesaling, or I'm sorry, when you get into my private Facebook group, like I said, I'm sharing with you guys more things than I can share with you guys on YouTube. I share with you guys on conversation I have with Realtor, with buyers, and boots on the ground. There's a company that actually go out there and do it for you and charge you $65 or $85 to go out there and to view the property, to either inspect the property for you, letting you know what kind of repair. Also, too, they can take interior and exterior picture for you. All right, and they're all over the U.S. But anyways, you guys, I gotta end it. Thank you so much for those of you who are able to join me live. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who's interested in learning about wholesaling and how you can do it virtually, smash that subscribe button, join the family, join the channel, join the journey. And for those of you who are able to join me live, obviously, thank you so much. And obviously, the channel could have not been and reached to where we are now if it weren't for you guys' help. So thank you so much for all those thumbs up. Not the thumbs down, for all the thumbs up and all the comments that you guys drop below. Thank you so much, you guys. And remember, if you do enjoy this and it add any kind of value to you, even a little bit, then don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.